Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent just said the U.S. will not be buying Bitcoin. And it's got a lot of Bitcoiners pissed off. I want to actually play the clip for you. We'll talk about it, talk about what this means for Bitcoin. Is this the end of the bull run, or is this just a little blip on the radar? If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this. Also, if you want to trade crypto, we are actually at a significant support level. Right, we're at this trend line that we got rejected by 3 times, 4 times, then flipped into support. We're right here. So if history serves, we could bounce off this line and you could actually make some pretty great returns. If we fall below it, don't be surprised if we see some more liquidation. So if you want to start trading, check out BYDeFi. We have a special trading competition going on right now. We call it a trading competition, but it's really just a giveaway. Every $1 million that anyone trades on my link adds $100 to this prize pool. It's gone up to $13,000, and that's just in the first 4 or 5 days of this prize pool. So could be tens of thousands of dollars given away. So check this out underneath the video. You can trade crypto with crypto too, which is pretty cool. You can use this CoinM feature so you can actually get more Bitcoin over time by trading your Bitcoin. So check that out underneath the video. There's also a link to the Telegram in case you want to join and get some exclusive videos and early access to videos. You can check that out underneath the video. Now, let's start here. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says we are not going to be buying Bitcoin. Let me play this for you.
About a number way above 750 billion. What's the story on gold?
We've got the large gold holding. I doubt we're going to revalue it, but we are going to keep it there, again, as a store of value for the American people. We've also started to get into the 21st century, a Bitcoin strategic reserve. We're not going to be buying that, but we are going to use confiscated assets and continue to build that up. We're going to stop selling that. I believe that Bitcoin reserve at today's prices is somewhere between 15 and 20 billion.
Okay, so to be clear, 15 and 20 billion is less than what it was estimated at. 15 to 20 billion dollars, I believe off the top of my head, is just like, 100,000 Bitcoin? We thought they had maybe 200,000 or more. So at the end of Biden's presidency, it looks like they did sell some of the Bitcoin that they're supposed to be holding. Now, the interesting thing is, right, he says that they will not be buying any more Bitcoin. This, I don't think, is that different than what they've said before. They said that they were going to be acquiring Bitcoin through budget neutral ways and that they were going to hold on to their Bitcoin. They didn't say that they were going to go out and straight buy it. Now, he didn't give a lot more color to this. Like he says, let me play it one more time here.
Get into the 21st century, a Bitcoin strategic reserve. We're not going to be buying that, but we are going to use confiscated assets and continue to build that up.
So he says we're not going to be buying that, but we are going to use confiscated assets and we're going to be building that up. Again, I don't think it's that different than what they've said in the past. They said that they were going to acquire Bitcoin through budget neutral ways, which he didn't really talk about there, but they've said before they're not going to go out and straight buy Bitcoin. He does clarify too that they're not going to be selling any more Bitcoin. So there are a lot of Bitcoiners that are kind of pissed off right now, posting on Twitter that the U.S. is missing a huge opportunity and that they lured you in. Let's see. Yeah, Jacob King, who is very anti-Bitcoin. Actually, I think he's a bigger XRP guy. He says, earlier today, the U.S. Treasury Secretary finally admitted the obvious. The U.S. will not be buying any Bitcoin, killing months of rumors. Exactly as I predicted, the government strung the naive Bitcoiners along with a fake narrative about building a strategic reserve. In reality, it was nothing more than holding pen for seized Bitcoin, something that's existed for over a decade. No new policy, no strategic move. Now, that's not exactly true, right? Because what they've done in the past is they've held it and then sold it. They've just said here that they're not going to sell it. So there is a big change. I think people are forgetting too that this isn't necessarily all negative news. I mean, like I said, some people are a little bit pissed off that they're not going to be acquiring more Bitcoin. And Scott Bessent does not talk there about how they could acquire Bitcoin in budget neutral ways because, they have said maybe we'll sell some gold or do some various things to acquire more Bitcoin. Keep in mind though, just last week, they had 2 executive orders that were very pro-crypto, guaranteeing fair banking for all Americans, preventing like Operation Choke Point 2.0, and allowing people to get access to crypto in their 401ks. Now, some people have had kind of different takes on this too. Some people are very bullish that Bitcoin's going to be included in 401k. Some people think that this is their way of kind of trying to bail out private equity, different very wealthy people buying businesses, trying to create cash flow and flip it. And now they're just unloading that on millions of 401k holders. So they're basically flipping the stuff that they can't get rid of right now, no one will buy it, and selling it to 401ks or putting it in people's 401ks as kind of a bailout for the very wealthy. So I understand that there are mixed takes on this too, but I think we can probably all agree that it's a good thing for people to be able to get exposure to Bitcoin in their portfolios. It's the best performing asset over the last 20 years. And while, there are some people saying that the real purpose was so obvious to juice prices for insiders, Bo Hines, who sits on $1 million in BTC, abruptly resigns under the weight of glaring conflicts of interest. I don't really think that's the case. Obviously, like, you want pro-Bitcoin people to lead the pro-Bitcoin adoption groups and try to enact policy changes. David Sachs claimed to have dumped all his crypto, yet his venture fund conveniently retained stakes in the very tokens that admin was pushing. Donald J. Trump, via World Liberty Fi, cornered the bulk of the crypto revenue streams and token supply, pocketing well over $100 million. Okay, the fact is, Trump has a lot more than $100 million on the line here. He's building Bitcoin ETFs. He holds Bitcoin through his various companies, like billions of dollars in Trump Media. If we started to see Trump Media dumping Bitcoin, like if all of a sudden they dumped $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, they bought it at $2 billion or something, and they're just making a quick $500 million, then that might be a little bit more concerning that their heart's not really in the right place. The fact is, everyone that's in crypto, at least I think the big money, a lot of them are here to make money, right? They want to gain value. They're not, Trump isn't buying this and putting it on his company because he wants a decentralized form of money. No, like, he wants the value to go up, which, if you're investing in this, that's probably why you want it to. Of course, there are some libertarians out there, they're still finding this and they want access to their own money, but a lot of people just want number go up. They just want to gain wealth over time, and this has been one of the best ways to do it. So I don't think this is some massive breaking scandalous news. Of course, I would like if Scott Bessent would have gone into like, hey, we might acquire via some other ways. We might acquire some more Bitcoin besides just confiscating, because that won't really add anything. But still, I think in general, they've still been so pro-crypto. And the fact is they're forcing the SEC and the CFTC to lay out guidelines, which I think is really beneficial. So anyone that's throwing this news out there, I think it's just trying to throw FUD on the fire of the bad PPI. And yeah, it's causing the market to go down just slightly, right? I'm not worried about this long term. I think you have to have a long-term mindset. Any one thing said by any individual isn't that big a deal. I mean, like, this can change. We've heard them change what they want to do a handful of times. So I'm not worried. Of course, do your own research, but I'm not freaked out at this. I don't think this is really different than what we heard before. If you do want to trade crypto, like I said, there are links to BYDFi underneath the video. You can also check out BTCC, BitUniX, BLOFIN, and Weeks. All of them have special bonuses going on right now. I really appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one.